So let's talk about your book as we're landing the plane. You are a author. How was that experience? What can people expect to get from your book?
Yeah. So I will do a shameless plug because I have so
Let's
many.
go.
This
Let's
is
go.
the
Come
book
on, more over here. There you go.
from Doubt To Clout.
There we go.
So writing a book is, in my experience, I will just speak from my own personal experience, it requires that level of discipline and commitment. And it is, and for me, it was extremely time consuming, and but it was a great experience because I love this quote from Maya Angelou, and many people have maybe heard it, know it. When you learn, teach. And once I recognized that, hey, I have been so fortunate and gracious to, climb these ladders amidst the challenges, because there have been challenges, amidst the adverse situations, because there's been those also, amidst all of these things, and to come up with a playbook that I used in order to do that, to gift to somebody else, to basically gift to my old self on, hey, come here. Let me tell you, this is what you can use. These are the things that you can do in order to get yourself to where you want to go. And then in that place, the book is founded on giving these tips in order to get to an executive position and role. And so what I did was really look back over the time and looked at what would I tell my younger self at that point in time when maybe I was just moving to the state of Texas and I knew nobody, Jay. I knew no one. I had to build a whole network, and I really didn't have the landscape of what do you do when you go in a meeting? What should you say? What should you not do? What skills should I be focused on? How do I do this or that? And just wondering and kind of being in the trial and error, and sometimes, of course, with a loss of opportunities, because you're going by what they say, blowing from the seat of your own pants and hoping that something is sticking. And so that's really why I wrote the book, because I wanted to share this playbook that I know that at a point in time could have helped me immensely to save me some of the mistakes that I made, where I stayed up late at night saying, why did you say that? Or why did you do this? Or, or knowing how to navigate in certain situations, specifically office politics. I talk about that, which goes unsaid many times. So let's pull behind the curtain. Here's what you say and here's what you don't say. Here's what you do and here's what you don't. These are the things that I had to learn and just had to go through. And I wanted to just gift that to people that are on that journey, and to know that these are the steps that you can use. And I have had, some that have read the book and have said, even if you are not seeking to become an executive, this is a really good book just in terms of career progression. And so, so you may not even, be looking for that highest level position, but there are skills or knowledge in the book in terms of, how you can just ascend in your professional career. So it is something that's near and dear. Like I said, it took a lot of commitment. I'm full transparency. I'm a very candid speaker. And so I want to share it. It was an experience, but one that I will never forget and that I'm very happy about because it just goes back to what Maya said, which is when you learn, teach. And I knew it was at that point in time that it was time to reach back and share this for others so that they can have a good experience.
Well, I can't wait to dive into it. First, is there going to be an audio book in the future?
An audiobook. That's something to think about. I actually thought as I was rolling out, the three versions, which is Kindle, paperback, and hardcover, if I would think about doing an audio. And I think that I wanted to get a sense on what the need is and if there is a want to, hey, let me just listen to this versus So I think, maybe so. Maybe we'll pump out an audio version so people can just listen and, and that makes it easier for people to get the message too. So.
Well, I'm gonna definitely take a deep dive. I'm definitely going to support you. And how can people find your amazing book?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find, and I'm going to pull it again.
Let's go. It's all good.
Yeah, you can find the book, and it's on my website, jorimundy.com. So you can go there, and there's a link there that just leads you to buy now, and it'll take you straight to the website to purchase it. Also, alternatively, you can just go to Amazon and type in From Doubt to Clout, and it'll pop right up the different versions. And then you can purchase it that way also. So
love it so much. Any last words, if you had to give somebody, your younger self, right, one word, what would you give that person?
Believe. Believe. I'll leave you with this, Jay. This is something that I go back to is I love this movie called The Great Debaters. I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard of it, but
I think I checked it out just yet.
Oh, okay. So it's a really good movie about this debate team that was an African-American debate team that went to I believe it was a HBCU in the state of Texas in the early 1900s. And at that point in time, this professor had cultivated this incredible debate team. And he cultivated this debate team so much so that they ended up becoming the great debaters, winning against Harvard back in that time. And there was one scene in the movie that showed one of the debate team members coming in to their coming home. And his father was a professor, and his father, he was walking around thinking about what lesson he was going to teach people for the next week. And so he paused and he said, son, what's one thing that can hurt people the most that we can teach on? And he said, not believing. If we don't believe in ourselves, then that can hinder us and create barriers for what we can achieve in our lives. And one of the reasons why, I've been able to, like I said, been very blessed and gracious is because I always have a strong belief in self, regardless of thoughts from others or, other considerations. What do I believe I can do? And if you believe in yourself and you see a vision and have it in your heart, follow it, and it will take you beyond your wildest dreams.